her soulmate Desta, and my father's parents. My nieces and nephews must have been taken home by my mother's parents. Violet's gaze was sharp.
You promised us. You said you would never again hide the truth from those you love most.
I tore my eyes away from her and back to the shamans. Look, I know you all have already drawn your own conclusions, no matter what I say about Anya's grander plan, divine intuition, and sound mind. But you've let a single witch— I flicked my gaze to Ren— convince this entire island that the Salvator Mundi, she who holds the overlapping worlds in her palms, is just like the rest of us. But she's not. She rose from the dead. She was granted access to the Akashic records. She can conjure and banish powerful natural forces at will. She was chosen for a reason, and Aurora Aurea knows that better than most. In a far less grand way, I was chosen too. My vision of saving her from the castle has not yet come to pass. When I left here months ago, the great goddess made it clear that I was too early. Anya was always meant to return. I didn't know what else to say. At a certain point, my people just needed to remember their faith. Whatever Ren was peddling was the very opposite of faith. Anya had trusted just him and me with the truth about her purpose, and he'd betrayed her. It was because of him the warriors attacked Anya and nearly got Daelon killed.
I assume you know that she is soul-bonded to the false king?
Alamanda asked. The crowd gasped and then went utterly silent. I could sense she was peering into my energy, picking me apart in search of my soul's truth. Yes, I affirmed. Whispers flew through the air. We don't know why or how, but it appears to be another piece of the goddess's bigger plan, likely magic born from their linked origins. She was born to restore the balance that he disrupted, and as such they're energetic mirrors of each other. But Anya's heart is with Daelon, and she is determined to take the false king down by any means necessary. Ren shook his head.
Intentional or not, Anya is fundamentally dishonest. This narrative that she's spun is foolish, short-sighted, and—
Orion stepped forward, his face stricken.
No,
he said, cutting Ren off. Anger peeked through his clouds of grief as all eyes landed on him.
I watched witches attack and injure her, and I will no longer tolerate this verbal assault on my soul daughter's character. The Sophrosyne Coven knows who Anya truly is. It was by her light that we were redeemed. We might not have all of the answers yet, but I know for certain that truth often holds a middle ground. And so far we have only heard from one side of the divide.
I sighed a breath of relief, watching as Lorraine and Rory placed a hand on either of Orion's shoulders in a show of support for their leader.
We didn't want to use violence against Anya, Shaman Kendari said. We cannot apologize to her, but we can apologize to you.
He bowed his head, his light brown eyes sincere and regretful. Orion said nothing, but he stepped back just as Shaman Alamanda took a step forward. She shook her head, her wise, ancient power rippling across her skin and emitting a faint reddish hue.
Nothing can be done to prevent this so-called coronation. The choice has been made. Sending anyone to the castle now would be a waste of precious life. Either we continue on our current course, weaponizing blame, nurturing distrust, and inflaming division, or we forge a new path and adapt. We can believe we are lost, or we can hold strong to faith. This matter is far from settled, but I think we can all agree that we need rest now, more than ever. We have experienced a great trauma tonight, and our young ones need comforting. We can continue public deliberations tomorrow.